Hey Avowed fans, it's Crane. So we finally got another video and some pictures as well, and like an article by PC Gamer. Obsidian gave an interview with, I believe, Xbox Magazine and a bunch of other publications. So let's dive into it. So first, let's check out the picture, right? So it says, you hail from the Adurian Empire, but who are you exactly? So what this is, right, on the Obsidian community page on YouTube or on X, they've just posted some screenshots of like your background. And this relates to the article of like your background dictates, right, as it says there, right, your equipment and abilities depend on your background. So, and it gives you some images, and then there's the character creator. And I mean, the character creator looks pretty good. Some of you might be saying, oh my God, there are other character creators that are better, but this looks good for me who hasn't played like this kind of game in, I think, forever. I think the last time I played this kind of game would have probably been like Fallout 4. But some of these images look nice, and the colorful hair, and the stuff on the guy's cheekbones over there. I like it, and the weird hair over there. And this image is really cool with like, it looks like a flower head or like a mushroom head, and the lady's blue eyes are just absolutely gorgeous. I like that. And then this guy was also pretty cool as well, with like these like grayish eyes, and the beard. The beard doesn't look as high detail as I would like, but not too bad. And I believe the last image, like this, is pretty awesome, right? Like it looks like this guy can't even see, or he's some like druid bardic person. Again, I apologize if I'm butchering the Pillars of Eternity universe and the aura. I don't know a lot about it, but this is pretty cool. Check it out on your social platform of choice. The second thing I wanted to talk about, and let's jump straight into it.
Lesson 1. Species. Welcome to the world of Aora, a world brimming with magic, mystery, and adventure. A world where death is not the end, but merely the beginning of a new chapter in one's story. To understand Aora, you must first understand its people, collectively known as Kith. Kith are comprised of 5 species, each with their own cultures and customs. Humans, Almaua, Orlans, dwarves.
This cartoon is like really awesome. It reminds me of like an 80s cartoon, right? Or animation, I guess would be a better word, but describing all the races of Eora is pretty nice. And they look really good. And the art is pretty awesome. Like, I've already watched this once, but just looking at it again, I'm like, this is great. Especially for someone like me who failed Pillars of Eternity 1 and Pillars of Eternity 2, just couldn't do it at all.
And elves. And from each of these species, rare beings are born with exceptional attributes. These are known as godlikes. Humans, the most abundant species of Kith, can be found predominantly in the Deerwood, the Adir.
Absolutely colorful, right? Like with all the vegetables and stuff, it gives you a feel of the world, like what we're going to be expecting. With humans being the dominant species in the game, I'm looking forward to sort of seeing how that sort of all turns out. But yeah, and if you watch videos of Pillars of Eternity, right, for the most part, the game does look really bright, like in contrast to Path of Exile 2 or Diablo 4. Both of those games are like super dark and depressing. I mean, honestly, when I play Path of Exile 2 with my friend, I'm like, yeah, the combat is nice, but man, the world just makes you feel like I don't want to be there.
An empire, Old Valia, and the Valian republics. While known for their great fortitude and willpower, humans are far from the biggest or strongest Kith in Aora. That distinction belongs to the Almaua. The physically robust Almaua are the largest species of Kith.
These race, I already forgot the name, even though I literally watched this trailer yesterday. These guys just remind me of the Na'vi, but of course the Na'vi were like quite skinny people in Avatar, and I didn't watch the second Avatar movie. But this looks really cool, really unique. One of the things I love about Avowed is that all the races seem very unique, very different. They're, of course, the sort of fantasy staples like dwarves, like elves, but they've also got some things that are different for people who do want to go off the beaten path.
Known for their unparalleled strength and imposing size, with a natural affinity for the oceans and their bounty, these seafaring Kith are often found in island chains such as the Deadfire Archipelago and in the coastal lands conquered by the Almauan naval empire of Rauatai. In contrast with stature of the Almaua are the Orlans, easily identified by their exceptionally large ears, two-toned skin, and fur. Due to their small size, Orlins are often dismissed. But challenge one to a game of...
These guys remind me of halflings in traditional D&D, right? I'm not very strong, but like very quick-witted. I'm good as thieves, good as diplomats. And it's always curious, right? Because whenever I play games, I've usually just played it once and finished it like most middle-aged gamers. Because you're old, right? You've got a huge backlog. I have 160 games on my wish list. I have like 700 games on Steam, a bunch more on the Switch, on my iPad as well. So, but this, with Avowed, I might give playing it a second time a chance, especially, we'll talk about this later in the video, that there's supposed to be, because the world is not open world, the decisions that you make are really going to be more impactful because there are these linear paths that can sort of take you down one way or another. I played Life is Strange recently and I finished the first one finally after how many years. And it reminds me of that things you do can take you down a different path.
And they will demonstrate the strength of their mental prowess. Orlins are commonly found in Air Glanfath and the temperate Ishamidal plains, as well as parts of the Deerwood. Slightly taller than Orlins are dwarves, the most well-traveled and adventurous species in the world. Many parts of Aora were first settled by these hardy kith. Known for their strength and tenacity, dwarves can be found throughout the world, but most prominently in the Deerwood and the Valian republics. Next are elves, the dominant species in Air Glanfath and the White...
So this is the race I'm most likely to go with because I do want to be an archer. Though I haven't seen like archery or long-range weapons besides that rifle that you've seen in some of the trailers. You might have seen some of the videos that we made. I mean, this video is also really cool because if you're not sure which race you want to choose, you get to sort of see what are the races I want to play as, right? And I want to play as an elf, right? Because elves are traditional archers. And one of the things I noticed on the previous screen was that it doesn't, like it says, it determines your starting weapons, but it doesn't tell you what your starting weapons are. So it makes me afraid that I'm going to choose this like elf lady or make an elf character and my godlike will be an elf person. And then I'm like, okay, fingers crossed, I get a bow. And then I start the game and no, I don't get a bow, which would really make me a little bit irritated. But we'll have to see. All right, let's keep watching.
Though they are common in Deerwood and Adir, possessing a slighter build than humans, elves are known for their speed, perception, and gift of speech. Elf-dominated cultures are the least expansive of the kith. Last are the enigmatic godlikes, who are born into the families of all kith species. Many cultures have differing opinions on whether the appearance of a godlike is a sign of good fortune or a bad omen. Often viewed with fear and wonder, these beings have been blessed with unusual physical characteristics and mystical powers inherited from one of the gods. Though godlikes can appear anywhere in the world, they have become an increasingly rare sight in recent times. Until the next time we meet, may the gods keep your journey safe. For now.
So this is really interesting, right? Besides that like Easter bunny looking thing, I mean, it looks pretty cool. But towards the end of the video, right, it talks about how, you know, some people have not said like godlikes are awesome, like they're not like, and some people don't know are like godlikes are bad people. So I think this gives you the breadth of like, do you want to make good choices? Do you want to make bad choices? Do you want to make those gray area choices that you might find in The Witcher? We don't know. Anyway, let's move back to the website and I want to show you guys one more article. So this article, right, is again talking about the open world and why it's not an open world, I should say. So talking about why this is going to be different, why it's going to be close-ended. It might be more like Fallout 4, because I thought Fallout 4 was like an open world game. Maybe The Outer Worlds was a better example, right, where you can sort of, it's kind of open world, but it's still very linear in a sense. So I don't know. I'm excited like to have a more defined experience. Sometimes open world games can take a lot. Like before this game's coming out, I wanted to play Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, and I'm like, this game takes 30 hours, right? But then if you do side quests, it's like 100 hours. I'm like, I don't have 100 hours before Avowed comes out, especially Avowed's coming out on February 14th, which is literally about how many days would that be? 19 days away, so less than 3 weeks. So, and I only play an hour a day, maybe longer, a little bit longer sometimes, but I usually, one session is just an hour. All right, guys, so that is it for today's video. I was planning to make another video like next week, but we've just had this content and I was really impressed with that racist trailer, plus the character creator. And hopefully it'll come out before the game comes out so I can make a character already. That would be fun. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and then I will see you next time. Maybe probably will have another video next week if we're lucky.